Hey Click Pals, happy day. Whichever day you're watching this, I hope you're having a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day today. It was raining earlier, but now I see the sun peeking out. Welcome to Chica Chats. How is everybody doing? Hope you're feeling well, hope you're feeling okay. Hope you're making progress. Hope though you're in, you're not your best self. I hope you're, starting to put the wheels in motion to get you on track to your bestest self, right? Because that's what we're promoting over here. Authentic self, genuine self, truth to self, self-motivation, self-confidence, pushing self, everything self, right? So we're not gonna be staying in our funk forever. We're gonna start the work and start the baby steps to where we need to be, right? So today I want to talk about friendships. I've been seeing a lot of posts and a lot of comments and a lot of, just people feeling so betrayed and feeling so out of it and feeling so, just feeling like, who is this person that betrayed them, their friend, right? And I just want, all right, this is some of the pointers I want to, just put out there when it comes to friendship, right? Over the years, I always say I've lived several lives, right? And I've had quite a bit of friend circles over the years because, when you're a teenager and then when you're a young adult, and not everybody goes with the same friends throughout the years, right? Sometimes you meet new people, and depending on where you are in life, those people become your go-to people, and it might last a couple of years and then they might go left, you go right, and then wherever you are, you pick up, some new. So I think that would be the trajectory of my life, so to speak. Yes, I do have friends from high school, or well, not many from before that, but unless we grew up together, like community grew up together. But over the years, and I'm an only child, so I didn't have like built-in siblings like that. So, well, by my mom's side, and I grew up with my mom, so I've had to, as I turn an adult, learn to socialize and learn to, just develop that social skills when it comes to, having someone close proximity to you like that, like a friend, a sibling, stuff like that, right? And I've learned a lot over the years when it comes to friendships and stuff. And one of the things I always say, you'll never see me crashing out over a friendship that went bad. Like, you'll never see me arguing. You'll never see me, and rah, and I don't know. It's just not in me to react that way when it comes to someone else, because my go-to is always, okay, why did I allow that to happen, right? Because you see, once you keep the conversation about self, once you're trying to, and you're in the realm of just developing self, and it's not that you're self-loathing and self-blaming, but you're trying to figure out what, especially if someone did you so wrong in your eyes, you have to then wonder, how did you play a part in that happening, right? And how did you not see the signs? Or is it that you did see the signs, but you felt like, they wouldn't be like that to me? Because, sometimes it would be like that, we are invincible. Like, they'll be that to everybody else, not me, We always think that certain things just will never happen to us, right? But that's not the case. So it is always best to take the lesson from it and learn from it, right? Than to go out there and yes, go through the hurt and whatever you might feel from, maybe if it's a loss of friendship. Because I've had issues with people I consider friends, and I'll maybe talk to another friend about it or something like that, but I'm not gonna do the telephone back and forth and the cussing and the posting, and no, like, I always feel like nobody is gonna get the best of me that way. Like, I give myself time. So I think one of the best thing you can do, you give yourself time to get through it, over it, and then you give yourself, you allot yourself another set of time to analyze it, see what you can learn from it, to move on to your next situations, right? Because you can, I always say, you can't let people come in your life, you know, leave those horrible memories or horrible experiences, and then they get to move on and live their lives continually, but you're stuck with that bitter taste, and that affect everything else you do in life. No, you can't give people that power over yourself. You can't give people that power over yourself. So what you do, you give yourself a set amount of time. Whether it's some people quick with it, you know, 3 days, 1 day, 2 days. Or some people, when them reach the level there, them quick with it. But for our sake, I'm gonna assume that some of us is not really at that stage yet, because we're still in our funk and we are, you know, just down and out, and we just, you know, give yourself time, like intentional, 1 week, 2 weeks, and I'm over this, and I'm not gonna let this define the rest of my life or the rest of people I know in my lives and stuff like that, right? You have to develop those mechanisms to be able, and like I said, I'll say continually, it is not a 1 day thing. And after that week, you might still have your relapses, but you'll know that, listen, the goal is to not be in this funk over this person, right? And you keep the goal intentional and keep it at the front of your mind. So the minute you feel like you're sinking and you're going, oh no, because listen, we are our own best friends, so we have to talk to ourselves. And the mind is very, very powerful. Like, don't underestimate your mind. Don't let your mind be lazy, and don't underestimate your mind. Your mind is very powerful and it can do wonderful things for you, but you have to put in the work and put in the effort and all of that, right? So what you don't want to do is for that person to define the rest of your life. So you have to put a time frame. What is the lesson? And remember, you know, me is a pen and paper type of girl, you know, or a notepad type of girl, whatever, whichever method you choose to write. Writing is very, very therapeutic, and writing is a transference. So you take it from here to here, and then you can look at it outside of yourself on paper, and you can analyze it. Having it in your head going around and round and round, it just sometimes goes too far. Put it on the paper, and then you can even break it out. When you put the main points on the paper, you can break it out into smaller points, right? Very, very helpful. Writing is very, very helpful. Another thing I always, for me, and I'm sure it will work for you, we have to know how we choose friends and who we call friends, right? Remember, you know, the term friends is it's loosely used and it is seriously used. So someone can have a childhood friend for many years, and that's their friend. And then I'll meet somebody 2 weeks ago, oh, that's my friend. We use it very loosely, but we have to know what it means when we call someone a friend. And let me tell you something, true friendships develop over time, right? You can't meet somebody 2 months ago, and because you have this chemistry or you share a couple good experiences, they're your friend. It takes time to know people. It takes time to gel. But I don't believe that friendship should be this big level work. Like, I don't believe that, because listen, this is not a marriage or anything, right? Friendship is freedom of choice. I choose to be with this person. Remember, there's no commitment ceremony. There's nothing like that. So it should not be that much work, right? So if you have to, but I do know that there has to be some merging and maybe a little bit of storming if you value the friendship, to, you know, learn about personalities and, you know, what aligns and stuff like that. But anything that's gonna take so much back and forth, I think it's best you maybe, you know, not, you know, push that one too hard. You get what I mean? Because remember, I always say, be your best friend. I'm gonna say it again and again and again and again. And whatever you expect from a person to you, give it to yourself. That way, the expectation on that person can't be so high that when they do something, it brings you so low that you are beside yourself and you're so out of it because of what this one person did, right? You have to remove the power you place, the expectation you place on people, and put it on yourself. Treat yourself the way you want to be treated by another person, right? And trust me, you can't go wrong that way. You just can't go wrong. That way, your boundaries are even cemented, because you know, me treat myself good, so me not take no bad treatment from nobody, basically, in a nutshell. You get what I mean? For me, I have this rule. I can't have a best friend that have a best friend. Nope. You can't be my best friend if you have a best friend. That's just me. Yeah. No, yeah. You have a best friend, you're not my best friend. I don't care what you think. I'm not gonna tell you have a best friend, you can't be my best friend, because listen, you do have group of friends. So if it's 3-4 of us and we're all group of friends, that's fine. And I can tell you, even in that group of friends, you're always gonna have friendships who are closer than maybe 2 closer than the other 2, or you know, it happens. So in those type of friendships, you have to be careful, right? And don't tell anyone anything you're scared of coming out. Make sense? Because I've seen, we have all seen where you have friends and if they fall out, and oh my God, everything you tell them from yours and not come all the way to south is now everybody's business. So when you're sharing, share what you're comfortable for someone else to know. Don't share what you don't want anyone else to know, because listen, you have to know that you can only control yourself. You cannot control people and their actions, what they'll do in conflict, what they'll say when they're upset. You really can't control that. And until that day comes, you will never know, right? So you have to know, listen, me personally, anything I speak out of my mouth, I am very much aware that me say it, Chica, you say it. So if you say it, chances are it can come back. And my back off just brought out for no, say, listen, yeah, yes, I said it. If it come back around, me have I just saw me live. Like seriously, so be it, you know, but I am prepared for whatever I say to come back to me. And that's just how I deal with friendships and how I deal with any situation like that. Because I hate drama. And me personally, not gonna give nobody the power there over me if they say, oh, they make me so sad and so. No. And I've learned to, over the years, maybe not back then, but now I'm way more forgiving. Yes, I'll give you another opportunity, you know, to be cordial, but it can't be the same like the first. Like, it's gonna hard to, the first rodeo is gonna always be the most open, the most genuine, the most trusting. And as people deplete that, yes, you can be cordial with people again, and yes, you can share experience with people again, but it won't be the same. It can never be the same. And as long as they can understand that, I'm fine with that, right? So, in a nutshell, what I'm saying is we have to, as we get older, as we go through experiences, we have to put friendships in the places that they belong. Yes, I do know you will have friends for years and years and years, and they do betray someone they love or someone you think friendship becomes sisterhood and all of that. But let me tell you something. Boundaries in friendship is very, very important. Very, very, very important. And I'll explore some of those boundaries, like more serious boundaries, in a later video. But all I'll say, to protect yourself, you have to have boundaries, even in the most closest of friendships. And I believe if it's friends that understand you and understand what really goes on in the real world, I don't think these boundaries will ever be an issue, because the boundaries is for them too, not just for you. You understand? Whatever boundary you set for someone, you have to expect to behave the same to that person. example, you can't say, oh, you can't call me out my name, but you won't call them out for their name. Like, you have to behave in the same manner. So I'll just say, you just have to be cognizant of people who you call your friend. You have to set boundaries in friendships. Don't say anything to a friend you're not willing to say, yes, I said, later on. And you can't have a best friend that is a best friend to other best friends. Like, you're setting up yourself right there. You're setting up yourself. So these are just some things that's in my mind, that because I've seen a couple, you know, things with friendships, and I'm like, and over the years you have seen it. Like, you have seen, I probably can't count on one and how much time I ever have issues with. And it was no big thing for me, at least. I don't know for the person, but for me it wasn't no big hell of a thing, more than you just take whatever consequence come with it and you keep it moving. Because let me say, me not give nobody the power they over me like a friend up. No, no, ever since. And yes, you go through the not trauma, but the sadness of losing a friend or somebody you thought was a friend. But like I said, you put time frame on it, how long you're gonna go through that sadness. And yeah, you move on. Because, like, let me tell you something, if I one thing life I go do, I move on. Anything I'm to you, no say life I go on out there, leave you in your pot. So you can't afford to, you know, let it affect you like that and let them move on and you're stuck. No click piles. We're not doing that. We're not being stuck over nobody, no friends, nobody. We will explore other sadness and other disappointments, example in relationship or with family, in later videos. But right now we're talking about the friends. And as time go on, we will definitely explore, like I said, other boundaries that I think will be beneficial to you, to us, in terms of how not to let friendship just send us in a tailspin and let us lose ourselves and lose whatever progress we are making in our journey of self-discovery, right? So I just want to hope that, you know, these you know, tidbits will help you and help someone you may know. And let me know what you think. Remember, if you wanna talk, have dialogue, private dialogue, chicofab43@gmail. You can shot me a mail and we can chop it up there, or you leave a comment. Please subscribe and tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a great day. Bye, Click Pals.